Ederson played the ball into Zappacosta, kept running. No one gets close enough to Ederson to not let him turn. Zappacosta keeps his run going. For some reason, no one follows him. And in 3 passes, Atalanta have gone right through the entire Brugge defense. The first Champions League knockout round is complete. It was really exciting. Frankly, this new format has just delivered on all fronts. It was great. There were only a couple blowouts. Most of the games really went down to the wire, and we had a few big upsets. But the biggest surprise to me was Atalanta going out to Club Brugge, especially in the way that they did. So let's take a look at how that happened. Welcome to Campfire Football. I'm Sebastian North. Yep, Brugge had the lead in 2 minutes. Brugge showed us what they were tactically trying to do. Now, they did not spend time building out very much at all, but what they did try and do was play 1 or 2 short passes from the back and then go long. That's exactly what they did here. A couple short passes. Mignolet has the ball and drives it long. They wanted to bypass the entire Atalanta midfield and try to create matched up situations. Take a look here. It's 4-on-4. I mean, if Brugge win this ball, they're attacking. Now here, Atalanta do win the first one and actually the second, but what Brugge did very well at times was go and press and make sure that Atalanta did not have enough time on the ball. Here, putting in a tackle on Cuadrado, but Ederson is the one that gets away with it, and he and Cuadrado go and double up on Solis. And I think Cuadrado and Ederson did absolutely the right thing by getting right in his back, but somehow his back heel beats the two of them, and the counterattack is on. Vanaken gets the ball, and he plays this right away, because look at how disheveled Atalanta's back line is. Your 3 center backs are not balanced. Toloi and Jim City are too close together, and Kolasinac is way far away, leaving a giant gap in the middle that Derone is trying to cover. The ball gets played through, and this is very, very good from Dukla. I mean, this one-touch ball to avoid Kolasinac here is excellent, and it gets Talbi in. You don't have much of an angle to shoot unless you go through the defender's legs, and that's exactly what happens into the bottom corner, and it's 1-0 in 2 minutes. Now, the Club Brugge manager here, Nicky Hyen, his plan was pretty simple, honestly. Once again, I'm going to show you these little build-outs. It's just one pass to the goalkeeper, into a midfield, drop it back, and you bypass everybody. It's a 3-on-3 up there. And Jim City does not have his eye on the ball, and so Dukla is able to just bring it down himself, and Club Brugge are at this Atalanta back line. Now, it didn't consistently work. They gave the ball away a lot, but a lot of people are going to say this was a terrific defensive performance from Brugge. It was okay. There were still some massive problems. I mean, here, Toloi's coming forward with the ball. Look at this gap between Brugge's midfield and their back line. Now, Atalanta were playing with 2 forwards. They had De Ketelaere and Retegui. De Ketelaere is the one that was checking in the most. Here he does, and if he is going to check in and receive the ball, you cannot let him receive the ball and turn. Toloi is making this run forward. If Brugge can win the ball off of De Ketelaere here, they can go and counterattack very quickly and probably score. But if you let him get the ball and turn, which happened a lot, they've got ways to get in behind you. Ball goes out to Cuadrado, puts the ball in front of him. The cross is fantastic. I mean, the way he curls this ball into the runner Retegui slides, finishes, but he's offside. So that was a big gut punch for Atalanta. They thought they'd equalized, and instead, just a few minutes later, would go 2-0 down. So how did this happen? Well, it's actually a long ball by Atalanta. Who's going to win the first and second balls? It's Brugge. They win the first one, and Solis is going to bring down the second. Now, Ederson is right on his back. You don't need to overcommit to one side or another, and Ederson really was all over the guy, and he gets away from him. If Ederson just keeps running straight back, he'll basically cut Solis off, and he's also got help from Toloi. But Ederson decides to just climb all over Solis's back, and Solis does a very good job to keep his feet here and actually bring in Toloi, nutmeg him, and this is a very key piece that I will come back to. Solis cuts this ball back, and the one-touch shot here is key, because if you take a setup touch, the Atalanta defense can try and get a block in, the goalkeeper can get set, but because the goalkeeper is not set and it's a one-touch shot, he basically just takes the ball in the chest and just drops it, and now you've got guys running onto the rebounds, and so Talbi can score, make it 2-0. Now, as for Gianpiero Gasperini, there are times where he had to be really annoyed with what he saw. I'm going to show you just 2 clips here. One of the bad, one of the good. So this is Atalanta taking too long, not really making enough movements, not playing the balls in areas that are wide open. As Kolasinac gets this ball, right next to the referee, there's a huge gap where De Ketelaere or Retegui should check in and go receive the ball, because if they get the ball there and they turn, they're immediately dangerous. And even if they can't turn, they probably pulled a defender out of the back line with them. No one checks. the ball goes away. So now they've got to go in the other direction. As the ball gets to Ederson here, he takes a long time to get this ball to Cuadrado, and now there's just too many players over here. Cuadrado doesn't really have the space, tries to cross it, it gets blocked. But as I said, on the other hand, there were moments where Atalanta did the right things and they would cut right through Brugge. Kolasinac gets the ball, he needs someone to check in. Can you pull one of those defenders out of their back line? This time, the check does come from De Ketelaere. Kolasinac plays the ball, and Kolasinac keeps running. This is crucial because you force the opponents to start passing runners off, and they get a little more disorganized. As Zappacosta gets this ball and cuts it back, there are 4 Atalanta players in the box, and there's a late runner. Pasalic is going in, and cross from Zappacosta is good. Pasalic with the header. If it's in the corner, he scores, and it's 2-1, but no, it goes right to Mignolet's hands, and not long after, it would be 3-0 to Club Brugge. This sequence is actually kind of nuts because it starts out with Atalanta getting a few unbelievable opportunities. Ederson played the ball into Zappacosta, kept running. No one followed him. So Zappacosta plays him. No one gets close enough to Ederson to not let him turn. Zappacosta keeps his run going. For some reason, no one follows him. He's able to get it. And in 3 passes, Atalanta have gone right through the entire Brugge defense. I think Zappacosta here should do a little bit better with the finish. Tries to toe poke it with his right foot. It hits the post. And luckily for him, it stays in play. De Ketelaere gets it back, and he's going to cross this ball in. It gets headed directly into the air, and he does very well to go and run and hunt this down. Now, right as he's heading this, you can actually see Pasalic at the back post. De Ketelaere heads this ball. Pasalic should score. Mignolet is able to get behind it and save it, and now Cuadrado's got his chance. Look at this. 4 guys between him and the goal. He's able to get it by 3 of them, but not the last one, who saves it off the goal line. The ball is cleared, but this is not over. Keep in mind, there is very little time left in the half. Just don't let them out. Toloi plays it out to Cuadrado. But take a look at Ederson and Van Aken. Ederson is too far away. As soon as he sees that Cuadrado is whipping this ball in, he needs to start jogging more in towards the box, because if it lands at Van Aken's feet, he cannot be allowed to get out. But that's exactly what happens. Ederson is standing still. As the ball gets headed, you can see both he and Van Aken now sort of activate to go to the ball. Nice little touch there by Van Aken to get the ball over Ederson's head, and the break is on. Now look, Atalanta have the numbers up here. It's a 3-on-2. There are not many other players for Brugge coming forward. As Jukla gets this ball, Kolasinac just needs to get closer to him. Kolasinac backs up even further. Jukla smashes it. What a goal. 3-0. So at this point, Gianpiero Gasperini had to roll the dice. And that is exactly what he did. He went ahead and brought on Ademola Lookman, who had been nursing an injury the last couple weeks, and his impact was immediate. Here, Zappacosta gets the ball. He plays the ball back into Lookman. And the thing about Lookman is that he would draw so much attention to himself. Fakes the shot, dips the shoulder, and this is where he strikes it, but there's just too many people in the way. So Brugge block it, try to head the ball away, and unlike in the first half where Atalanta were frequently not close enough to the box to win those headers and clearances, Daron is there, and he gets the ball quickly out to Zappacosta. Talbi misses it, Zappacosta takes the touchdown, and he's going to pass this across. You need to take these shots one touch. Lookman would go ahead and score. You can see Mignolet doesn't even dive. So 34 seconds into the second half, and they pulled one back. Ademola Lookman was a terror for this Brugge defense. Checks in, receives the ball. Once again, they collapse on him, but this is where he also needed to make better decisions. This ball needs to go out to Zappacosta, and then Lookman should be making a run inside. Instead, he cuts the ball inside, tries to play a ball to Retegui. It gets blocked, but look how many players are piled into the middle, and Zappacosta open. Daron does the right thing again, gets it out to him, and he's going to curl it with his right foot in. 5 Atalanta players in the box. 2 of them go to challenge for it. It ends up at the back post to Cuadrado, and the ball bounces to Ederson. Now, this is crucial because Ederson, right as he shoots that ball, Lookman is in an offside position. Now, if Ederson puts this in the net, no one has to think about whether or not Cuadrado was hauled down, and no one has to wonder about Lookman's position. But they would get a lifeline. Because Cuadrado was hauled down, somehow VAR decided that Atalanta did not get an advantage, and Ederson's shot doesn't matter. And so they end up getting a penalty, but Lookman steps up, and he misses. As I said earlier, there's certain small things that you have to do correctly. De Ketelaere goes by his man, drives to the byline, and has a very good cutback here for Lookman. You can see Lookman is wide open. And he should, just like he took the first goal, take this one with his first touch. And what's incredible here is to watch how fast the white jerseys just collapse on the ball. They get the block in, but somehow Atalanta still get lucky. This ball lands right to Retegui, right here. Mignolet is holding the post. You have to score this, Retegui. Instead, he hits it right into Mignolet's feet, and the chance goes begging. And that was really the last really high quality opportunity that Atalanta had. I have to put this in because Rafael Toloi gives us the ultimate, most embarrassing red card you will ever see. De Kuiper bumps him and ended up getting a yellow card for this, but Toloi, he's like, oh no, and he just decides, I'm gonna throw this ball right at the kid's face. But it slips out of his hand and he falls down. He could have just left it there. Dude, maybe just start yelling at the guy, call him some names. But Toloi is just like, no. I tried, I failed, I must try again. Picks up the ball, decides, no, forget the ball, I'm just gonna throw it on the ground. Referee's like, uh-oh, he's gonna lose it. And that's your tackle. It's embarrassing from Toloi. He ends up with a red card, and Brugge win 3-1. I know there's some people who are gonna say, Brugge, amazing defensive masterclass, but I really didn't see it that way. Atalanta had plenty of chances and could and should have created a lot more. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I look forward to bringing you more. So thanks for stopping by. I'm Sebastian North. This is Campfire Football. Take it easy.